And welcome back to part 9. To counteract the very short part last time, I will do a very long part now. Although really it's not that long, it's still pretty short by most Let's Players standards. But yeah, whatever, it's pretty long by my standards. Most of my parts are like 5 minutes. The Masked Jungle Warrior, Odolwa. Also known as one of the worst Zelda bosses of all eternity. And I'm actually not being sarcastic for once. I like every other boss in this game. Well, the fourth one's kind of lame too, but this first dungeon is pretty mediocre compared to the rest of the game, and this first boss is just the icing on the shit sundae is all I can say. I'm sorry for swearing. And that's probably a quote. I can't remember who, but it's from someone. Yeah, as far as I know, there's no real strategy, and this is my third time getting 100% in this game, and I still don't know what the friggin' strategy is. I had to pause my recording there, that's why. That's why I randomly paused. There really is not much of a strategy. I mean, you can shoot arrows, you can attack, do whatever you want. Odolwa just does whatever the hell it wants. I don't know. I don't even know if it's supposed to be male or female. I guess male. For some reason, I always think of it as female. I don't know why. And it has so many things in this battle. There's like so many things in the corners that make it look, oh, what a useful bomb. At least it doesn't hurt you in cutscenes. There's so many things in this room that make it seem like you should be using the Deku Flower in the middle, or seem like you should be using the bombs in the corner. But, you know, and usually you'd use the item from the dungeon to fight the boss. But that just doesn't seem to apply in this dungeon. The best strategy I could find is just run up and button mash B. That's really the only strategy I could think of. There doesn't seem to be a lot of use in shooting arrows. The bombs are almost never hit, and I can't think of a single reason you'd ever want to use the Deku Flower. Especially since Odolwa uses a bunch of fire attacks, which will instantly kill you if you turn into a Deku scrub, so... And plus, cheap, unblockable attacks like the moths make this easily one of the worst Zelda bosses of all time. I'm sorry, if you disagree with me, then you disagree with me, pretty much. I've never heard of anyone who disagrees with me on that, though no one seems to like this boss, so at least I'm not alone. And at least that bomb didn't hurt me. And there's the fire attack I mentioned. And wow, I finally hit him with a bomb. Ow. Is this room the only use of bomb flowers in this entire game? I think it might be. At least you don't need a stupid bracelet to pick them up. That was dumb. That was really dumb. Holy crap. No, I tell you, there's nothing more satisfying than coming back to this boss at the end of the game and killing it in 2 hits. Just because it's such a pain in the ass. It's not fun, it's not challenging, it's just stupid. I mean, really, there's very few things in this game I will say are absolutely terrible, obviously, since it's my favorite game, but this is easily one of the worst moments in the whole game. Possibly the worst moment, period. Come on. He died as unmiraculously as he lived. And he burned with very unclimactic turquoise fire. But at least he left a heart container. That's all I can say. Honestly. I never really got that little speech it gives you after you grab the masks of the bosses. It traps the evil spirit within the body of evil Odolwa. Well, if it's evil Odolwa, doesn't that mean that Odolwa was already evil, and then they just made it more evil? That doesn't make any sense. But anyway. Ryan's telling me we should do a Ryan and Bram video in widescreen high definition. And I'm saying, Ryan, we're not Hollywood. we are going to do a widescreen video soon, but I know that 99% of people that watch these playthroughs have no idea who I am or what I do, so nobody really cares, so I'm just going to stop talking about it. Anyway, here's one of the giants. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Here's one of the giants, and there's some bunny ears on Link. Nice. Way to ruin a dramatic moment there, Majora's Mask. Yeah, this is one of the 4 giants that we have to rescue. The one from the swamp, the ocean, the mountain, and the, graveyard? Canyon? Canyon, yeah. I've actually found out that no matter what order you beat the dungeons in, you always get these cutscenes in the right order. So even if you beat the second dungeon first, you get this cutscene. Which is, actually pretty cool. Since, you know, you can beat them out of order if you really want to. Just... you know, you can do that in pretty much any Zelda game, beat them out of order. It's just that it takes a concerted effort that I don't really have. But anyway. For now, we've rescued one of the 4 giants, and we don't really know why, but for some reason that's the key to saving the world or whatever. Stopping the Skull Kid. You learned the oath to order. This will allow you to utilize your magic MacGuffins. It took it that long to say call us? That was like a whole minute of cutscene. Well, regardless. You don't want to know how many times my N64 has frozen on this scene. I really hate Odalwa, that's all I can say. It always freezes after Odalwa. Not always, but obviously I did beat the game on my N64 before, but it really likes to freeze on this scene. I'm not sure why. Anyway, this is my computer, not an N64, since if you didn't notice yet, I'm playing this on an emulator. So it doesn't freeze. It actually runs a lot better than on the N64, because obviously my computer is about 40 times as powerful as an N64. And Tattle has some dramatic speaking to do. We just have to set the other 3 free. So, come on, stop pacing with your wings. I'll see you in part 20.